Hey, Jeff Carlisa here from 38 Special, and we're rocking it up right here with Traders Nation.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. My pleasure to have back with us once again Taylor Letterman. He's a cryptocurrency analyst and trader over there at Simpler Trading. Taylor, welcome back to Traders Nation. How are you today?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, good. Listen, it's good to have you here, Taylor. Listen, you know, especially with timing, right? Facebook unveiled its plans to introduce this new stablecoin, if you will, cryptocurrency called Libra. Exactly what is it? Because some are saying it's not like Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's very different than Bitcoin, although still acting as a digital currency. So if we look transact globally without having a government or central bank kind of stepping in the way.
Yeah.
In the case of Libra, the big difference between Bitcoin and Libra, and that's what many people are concerned about, what the government and the hearings we're seeing now as the government tries to step in front of Libra. We're seeing that the big difference between the two is going to be trusting the issuer. So in the case of Bitcoin, there's no one issuing Bitcoin, right? The supply is fixed and demand is set mathematically, and that's verifiable through the ledger, as well as just being publicly accessible and permissionless. So anybody can step in and mine Bitcoin and verify what's occurring on the network. Where in the case of Libra, you're trusting the issuer of the token. So in the case, this is Facebook and a consortium of larger corporations, venture capitalists. And so you're trusting that they're issuing and they're acting in a responsible manner with this digital currency, Libra.
Yeah.
And so that's the big concern that everyone has now is, can we trust these companies to create this new global currency that's going to be direct competition with central banks?
Yeah. So here's the deal. And trust is a big factor here. And I think there's reason for concern for them. It's probably one of the biggest capitalists out there. But that doesn't mean I trust every corporation, every business that's out there, especially if they don't really seem to act in the best interest of the community. And I don't know if Facebook has really proven that, okay? They say they go up before Congress, they say one thing, you turn around and discover that's not really truth. So I think trust is a big issue here. So is that the kind of headwind that Facebook and those conglomerates that are being tied into this, they're going to be running into that with governments?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we're already seeing, like, the hearings are going on currently. We've had 2 days of hearings so far completed with Libra. And I think Facebook and some of these companies don't have a great track record with keeping our data private, and then how they're actually using the data is still of concern, right?
Yeah.
And I think what we're going to see with this Libra token is really their main kind of marketing, their main demographic that they're targeting is the unbanked. So people, the 1.7 billion people across the globe that cannot access a bank to store their funds. And so they're targeting those people. So they're not necessarily targeting U.S. customers as much as they are targeting that 1.7 billion people that also have a phone that can access digital currency such as Libra. And so it looks like they're attempting to do this grand sort of public service to these unbanked individuals. But really, they're just going to be able to see all these transactions occurring, and we're still going to have to trust another intermediary with their funds.
Yeah.
If we don't trust the central banks, why would we necessarily trust Facebook and some of these corporations?
Yeah, totally. So this is actually going to be a huge PR campaign for them to try to get this through, because it's got to be. You've got to be well and above the trust factor, and it's got to be this huge PR campaign for them to even get this thing rolling. From what I'm hearing and what I'm thinking, because again, the trust factor is a major player in this, and I think they got big problems with that. They just can't come out and say, "Well, trust us again," right? They're just not going to be able to do that. So governments worldwide at this point, they're up in arms, and I kind of see governments' problem that they have with cryptocurrency and Libra and Bitcoin is that they don't have control over their financial system, the monetary system. So what are these governments going to do in way of this technology of payment, this payment technology?
I see them doing everything they can to stop it. The case with like stopping Libra, they stop Facebook, or they don't allow them to transact in the United States or push them out. And the association that runs Libra, again, that's the 27 or 28 different companies now, PayPal, the Visas, Spotify, Uber, Lyft, all these larger corporation startups are in this association. And so, but they're functioning this association out of Switzerland. So it's not even based in the United States no longer. The companies that are backing it are.
Yeah.
And so that's another concern that the government is kind of questioning, is like their intentions around what they're going to use the data for. But I think the government will try to step in and slow them down, which they are right now.
Sure.
It's going to potentially, I mean, this hasn't necessarily happened in the past before, and it could be a paradigm-shifting moment for both crypto and how we kind of see global currency such as Libra, or even a basket of fiat backing it. So
Sure.
It's going to be really interesting over the next 12 months to see if this does actually come to operation, and if the government is going to stop them, or what regulations are going to put in place.
Yeah.
But I think it's a mixed kind of perspective from many people that are advocates for crypto, right?
Yeah.
We want to see adoption in the space. We want to see people learn more about cryptocurrency and start to use it in their day-to-day life. And Libra gives that opportunity to a larger group of people, the 2 billion, 3 billion people that use Facebook, are going to be able to access this digital currency relatively easy. But at the same time, it's kind of overshadowing Bitcoin at the moment.
If we think about this for a moment, Taylor, when you mentioned all these startup payment processors, and we follow these on Traders Nation, the PayPals and the Squares and all these, and all this conglomerate that's involved in this Libra, it almost seems like it's like the OPEC of digital currency, right? Is this like?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like today's OPEC of digital currency, and I tell you, I just simply don't like it. I don't like it, and this is probably one of the few times that I side with the governments when it comes to this, because I think that's a big problem, and I fall back to the trust issue. I have a hard time trusting these companies, period, especially with financial and the stability of our financial systems. I don't want that to be in the hands of corporations, in the hands of the public. Okay, it's bad enough there's corruption at the government level. I just can't see it. I can't see it in the private hands. Okay, so let's go on. I want to move on. So with the coalition of governments, you think that there's going to be some type of passing? Because I think governments are going to start coming together on a worldwide basis. You got the G7, et cetera. You think we're going to start seeing some passing, maybe even outlawing the cryptocurrency?
Yeah, I think some, but I think many of the governments are actually trying to understand it. China itself is trying to create its own digital currency.
Yeah.
They announced that shortly after Facebook kind of launched their PR push for Libra.
Yeah.
So Chinese government is working on that, and then I'm sure it's going to be a competition. It's a global digital currency race, not a global arms race, but a race to see who can get the most market attrition of whatever currency they create.
Sure.
And with countries' currencies failing, devaluing, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how the governments either start working together or in opposition to create a currency that can be trusted and actually be used worldwide.
Yeah,
there's opportunity there.
We're almost out of time, and I want to get to that. So when you mentioned currencies failing, would cryptocurrency be a safety net for a population in that instance? So is that a positive?
Yeah, I do think something like Bitcoin, for example, there's no intermediary between you and I transacting to get between one of us. No one's stepping in. It's trustless. So there's no trust involved. There's a fixed supply. So I think it's kind of setting the stage for what's to come.
Right.
As we transition to more of a digital currency space.
Right.
Is looking for those ones that involve no other intermediary, just between one individual to another.
Yeah.
It's going to be key to progressing digital currencies.
We're out of time. Hey, where can we find you, Taylor? What's the website?
Yeah, simplertrading.com, or find me on Twitter at Taylor Letterman.
All right, Taylor Letterman here with us here today, simplertrading.com. Head on over there today. Taylor, hey, thanks for your time today. See you again.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.